Okay, the last video that I want to post tonight is about the Kanye West and Diddy text message chain. Oh, this is so interesting to me. It's so interesting. This is fascinating. Okay, here's what I think. I think that Kanye West is a fucking conservative. Okay, Kanye West has come out. I think he's seen. It's not even the light. I think that he's had a come to truth moment where he realizes who Kim Kardashian is as like a woman in the world, a mother and a person, and he's having to battle with that because like it's about the life view, her world view in raising their children. And she, like, I think he said she is a Christian, but she's also a social media influencer, and he made it this point in the interview, she's a 40-year-old woman who keeps getting on the internet showing her ass. Yeah, I mean, that's a thing. I don't know. Like, I think that, like, you know, if you're at the beach or something and you're just like, oh, here I am, like, at the beach. I even think, like, sometimes, you know, if you have a cute outfit or something and you're like, ooh, like, let me show it off. I think that's fine, but, like, I think Kim does things in, like, really strange ways because, like, she's doing it to, like, try to make people be like, wow, like, you know, like, she is really going for, like, sex appeal, which is a thing. Like, women have just all of their, like, womanness. That, like, women can do things, like, as a woman, I know, like, you can turn on your sexy and you can really make men drool. Like, it's a thing. You can do it. I think it's probably useful to save it for your partner or save it for, like, you know, your marriage, or just save it for sometime special. Like, I don't think it should be an everyday thing. The thing I think that Kim is doing is she's, like, making it, like, an everyday thing. And I think a lot of Instagram people are making it, like, everyday things. Where it's, like, every day you're supposed to look like you're, like, fresh off of a magazine. And that's not realistic. Like, nobody looks great every single day. Like, some days you will look great and some days you will, like, not. And now, okay, so what happened is basically, I think Diddy started text messaging Kanye West about the White Lives Matter shirt. And he was basically saying, what you're doing is offensive to our people. Now, Diddy has taken this, like, pro-black stance where he's like, I'm going to save the black race. And there are a lot of people who are offended by the White Lives Matter shirt in the black community specifically. But here's what I want to say, and here's where I feel like it's actually really important. Like, Diddy and his family members have all had a very black experience. Not so much of, like, an integrated experience. I don't think, from what I've seen. From their music to, like what I've seen them doing. Like, they're definitely doing, like, rich people shit. But it's, like, rich people shit with black people. Like, they're doing, like, rich people shit with, like, other black people. Kanye West has done rich people shit with white people. And, like, but that's been his whole experience. Like, his whole experience with doing rich people shit has been with white people. That has also been my experience. As a person who's been, like, the black person in white spaces, black people doing rich shit and white people doing rich shit is, like, two worlds. It's like, oh, the jokes are different, the music is different, the, like, all of it is different. It's just, like, it's not the same. And I'm not talking about, like, somebody being, like them both being invited to, like, some really rich person's dinner that's for, like, all the other rich people. I'm saying, like Kanye West has, like, children with, like, Kim Kardashian, who's, like, you know, she was, like, Paris Hilton's assistant, and, like, the Kardashians have their own whole thing going on with, like, their dad being, like, a really powerful, like, attorney. It was, like, a part of, like, a really high profile case, and, like, just it's like it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. And his whole, like, experience, we've all been watching it for, like, the past, like, 10 years has him been being like seeped in that world kind of as a lone wolf. Like it doesn't really feel like there were other people who he was turning to. And that's the thing when it comes to like children and family and like marriage, it's way different from being like friends with someone, right? Because when it's like he has family matters. Like Diddy has family matters with other black people. Even Beyonce, she has family matters with other black people. Kanye West has family matters with white people. All of his family matters right now are with a whole, like the most highly visible white family around. That is, and like Travis Scott seems pretty well adjusted, so it doesn't really feel like he's having as much turmoil as like Kanye West. But what I'm saying is the way that these two men see the world is very different. Also, we just got to talk about like Kanye West and his very upper middle class experience growing up, and he talks about that in the interview. How his mom's just like a super black academic. His dad was kind of like forcibly removed. His dad also having a very black American experience, being like shut out of a lot of spaces because he didn't have the income and because he was a black male. Like opportunities for black people have like just now opened up in the last, I would say like maybe 3 to 4 years, where black people are like now full citizens and have like full autonomy in the country. Before that, I really don't feel like they did. Other people can say whatever they want to say, but I feel like just in terms of like culture, representation, kind of normalization of some shit, it has only been about like maybe 3 or 4 years. In terms of policy, you can say it's been longer. In terms of actuality, I would say 3 or 4 years. And so there's a long way to go. And Kanye West, because he is literally a practicing Christian who like really does seem to believe in like family values. Sean, on the other hand, or Diddy, I don't actually know, like maybe he's a Christian. I don't know. I don't believe he's a practicing Christian. And also it's very clear he doesn't believe in like the value of marriage and the family. So he's also like all the things that Christian Walker is complaining about in terms of his father never being there. I'm actually kind of confused as to why a lot of Diddy's kids aren't also complaining about that. Maybe he has been a very present father. It actually seems like he has, but he has like so many kids by different women, and he didn't marry these women. And so that's kind of like opposing fundamental Christianity in a way. So if he is a Christian, he's just like he's not very good at it, right? So maybe like Kanye West has more of an ambition to be like a foundational Christian who's actually like living by his values. I'm not sure. I think that Diddy's a fuckboy and will remain a fuckboy. There's also so many allegations of Diddy being a homosexual. Like, there's so many people who have come out and have been like Diddy groomed me, or like he's a faggot and he like fucked me in the ass or something. Like a lot. I feel like I keep seeing videos that are popping up from people being like, yeah, Diddy has these weird sex parties and he's like really into men and he's dated men. So I don't know. It doesn't really feel like Diddy is a part of the Christian community. And also I feel like if he was really he's just been in the space for so fucking long. I feel like Diddy's down with Hollyweird and Kanye's down with God. And that's like different. Like Diddy is down with his money and like Kanye is like down with the Bible. They're just different. Like Diddy's God is money. Kanye's God is God, like Christ. So they're fundamentally different. They have like different motives. And so them being on that chain is kind of interesting. Like a lot of black people are just really confused about their own humanity and their citizenship really, and their place in terms of society. So like they don't know what their social class is. Most of them don't have any education at all. So you can't even really begin to talk about their social situation because like they don't have words for it because they don't have any education. So they're just kind of like, well, I feel sad about white lives really do matter. If you've been alive for this long and you really don't understand how like, also, I don't know. I don't think that's possible for you to be born in America and not understand that white lives matter. There's like millions of shows about white people. Every magazine articles about a white person. Like most of the people in power are white. All the politicians are white. Every president in the United States has been white except for fucking Obama and now the vice president Kamala Harris. That's 2 fucking people though. Like everybody else has been white. So I don't even think it's debatable that like white lives matter. Like that's a no-brainer. I think it is kind of weird for black people to like literally sit up and be like, nah, it's a problem that you have a white lives matter shirt. Like not everybody believes. So here's another thing, like black people don't really believe that black lives matter. Like you just look at the way that like black people raise their kids and like what they do in the world. Like they don't do any shit. Like I'm being critical of my own race here. Like niggas don't do shit. That's why black women are aborting black children. More black children are aborted every year than are born. That's actually very fucking sad. If Diddy really cares about black lives, he'd be talking about that and really trying to like support black women. Whatever he thinks he's doing, like black men are really not understanding like what it is. Like if you're a black man right now and you can have 7 white wives, your children are going to be black children, and in terms of America, your children are black. We are only 13% of the population. So you can have like, let's see the woman, there's a woman on planet Earth right now. And I think the most kids, the woman who's had the most kids, she's at 47. So you can get a bitch right now and have 47 kids with her. It's not going to move a statistic, not even 1 point. There's like millions. I think there's 330 million Americans or something. Most of them are not black. Most of them are white. White supremacy in America is a fucking thing. Like it just, some people do not think that blacks are smart. I mean, and not even to be funny, but like black men really do shit every day that like reinforces the stereotype. They do crap. They like leave their children. They literally, like black men watching black women get abortions and not saying anything about it reinforces the fact that those black men do not care about black lives. Like, black children are born of black mothers. There's no secret to that. Even if white mothers have black children, those children are black. Even the lightest skinned black child, Christian Walker, he's black. Like, we can all say what we want, he's still black. He's black. He's black. Black children, all of them, the light-skinned ones, the dark-skinned ones, the ones with the fuzzy hair, the ones with the straight hair, the ones with the fat ones, the skinny ones, all those babies are being aborted every year. And y'all don't even, like most black people out here, if you're black and you're watching this video, most likely you do not understand that like I am a black American and I'm telling you right now, black Americans, the population of black Americans is about to drop to 0. Like 0. The black people who are being born in this country are continental Africans. If you didn't know, I'm telling you right now. That's why every time you look around and you see a black person, they are literally from Africa. And they got a flag in their bio. Ghana, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Somalia, Eritrea. And you're looking around because you're like, oh, skin color, all our skin color is the same. No, it's about culture. And it's about race. And it's about ethnicity. And it's about the transatlantic slave trade. And you're just like a body. If you're a black American watching this, you're just a body. You're just a body. Like, you are literally here to symbolize how awful and stupid black Americans are. If you are not, like, I can't describe it. Like, I am not on, like, I understand what Kanye West is saying because at one point I agreed with him and I was on that side. Like, I was a literal conservative Christian for most of my life until I turned like 24. Most of my life, I was an extreme conservative Christian. Like, all of those values that he's saying, like the far, far right, the Tucker Carlsons, I was over there. I lived my whole life. 24 is like past college, guys. Like, I was like a full-fledged adult. Like, I was thinking about, I had switched careers for like the 3rd time at that point. When I like stepped into being a moderate. Like, I've never been a liberal, but I was a moderate. My whole life, like, it is looking bad for black people. If you're a person who's like trying to be a breeder, trying to have black children in this country, The group is down bad. More black children are being aborted every year than being born. Like, black women have made it almost like a hobby to go to the abortion clinic and kill their children. It might seem like people are talking about abortion like a joke, but for a woman to kill her child, that is not an easy thing to do. That is a very fucking hard thing when there's a lot of black women who need therapy and don't have it. I've had a lot of therapy, like so much therapy. Like, all in all, I think I'm up to like 2,000 hours or something of therapy. For like 2 years, I had it like 3 times a week. For like an hour. Maybe it was even longer than that. Just because I started, it might be like for 4 years, I think. For a very long time. Because I have a tracker where I just tracked all the hours. But I've had a lot of therapy. Like, therapy works. Whoever told you like therapy doesn't work and it doesn't help, they're lying to you. They just need to get a better therapist or some therapy. Like, therapy works. Like, some of y'all just have like so many problems that you need so many more hours. Like, you might have like 30 minutes and you need like 30,000 hours. So that's actually what the issue is. It's not that the solutions that are being proposed don't work. It's that shit takes time. Like, solutions don't happen like overnight. It takes a long time for solutions to kick in, to like be effective. That can be hard. That can be hard to understand. Yeah. That's probably difficult for some people to understand. Yeah, I mean, I think that, you should, I'll put the link in the description box. You should read this conversation between Diddy and Kanye. I love the fact that there are 2 adult black males who, first of all, are communicating with each other and have differing opinions, because that's real. Every human is an individual, so everyone's just not going to feel the same way about stuff. And I don't know why there's an expectation that people will. People aren't going to feel the same way about stuff.